Zandyman, and today, it's been a long time since my last video, but I'm going to do another Blender video, and I made a racing game using Blender, and it's pretty simple. This is just one of the tracks. I have 4 tracks. 3 of them are, usable, I guess you could say, drivable. One of them is, actually you can finish that one, but it's really hard. It's practically impossible to finish that one. Yeah, so this one is pretty big. I have a few other ones which are pretty small, like the first track is extremely small compared to that other one that I showed you. So as you can see, this one is pretty small. And I'll start out by showing you this one. So also, thanks to soundimage.org for some of the Creative Commons songs I used in this. I used their songs. It's called, the one I use in this is called The Anthill Tribe Goes West, I think. So here we go. I'll show you this. I'll start a standalone player. And as you can see, you can turn around. So how you go forward is you press spacebar, and then you press A and D to turn. And this is a smooth part of it, and then right here there's a jump. Then you go back to the beginning. So normally, you can see there's a little bit of lag here. Normally there isn't that lag. It's just because of my screen recorder, it's lagging it a little bit. Yeah. Normally it's a solid 60 frames per second, which is really good. And I can tell that by opening up the debug screen. So yeah, as you can see, it's pretty laggy, but yeah. So yeah, this is how you do it, and yeah, that's just one of the tracks. So I'll show you another one. Track 2. It's a little more interesting, and from the beginning it looks just pretty normal, but I'll show you what it's actually like. So, standalone player. So it's actually the same music for this. Now if you look, there's a hill, and you hear that noise I just made, that's me going into a higher gear by pressing up. So as you can see, I'm in that high gear right now, and I'm going really fast, and I'm probably going to fall over or something. So it's a bad idea to use the high gear while you're not going up a hill. So you press down to go back into your low gear, and then it's a normal racing gear. And then, see, sometimes if you crash into the walls, you can do bad things. Turn that, and then you go back into your high gear. And as you can see, I have a lap counting system. You may have noticed that earlier. And then go into the low gear. And so then, yeah, it's pretty cool, I think. And the car is a very simple design, but you know, it's a very simple game. I don't plan on doing much with it. It's just a little test I wanted to do. I might make it something based off of this, like a full racing game, and then at the end it just says finish. And then you can press R to restart, like in my cube game, or Shift plus E to go to this menu. This menu I don't really use, and I don't really like it yet because there's no like play options and stuff. And in this picture, the first track, there's my mouse cursor right there. But so yeah, and there's only 2 tracks on it because I made this one. I only had 3 tracks. So I'm probably gonna add the other tracks to the menu sometime soon. But now. I'm not going to show you track 3. I'll probably show you that on the end because it's really hard and it's a complete mess up, and I'll show you what I did wrong. But I'll show you track 4. And this thing right here, you may have noticed it, it's actually just the thing that it detects collision. It's not an actual physical object. No, in Blender, but it is, but you can't collide with it and you won't stop, but it does detect when something goes through it. So when the car touches it, it basically sends a message to this thing, which is the numbers, and it moves the numbers to the right by playing an animation. So I'll show you this. Oh, and on this one I set up the debug screen. Oh, and you can see right now it's at like 20 frames per second or something because of the screen recorder. But now that you can see, I went into my high gear in this I almost said circuit, like Mario Kart, but I guess it is. But this track is a figure 8. You can't really tell where you're going around it because you sort of get like lost in all those turns and stuff, but it actually is a figure 8. Oh, I forgot to start a standalone player. I'll probably do that. And I'm going to turn my volume down a little bit so that you can hear me better. Here we go. So you can see the frame rate of it. And then if you wait for a while, it goes to the side. And then you can go up this first hill, around the curve, go into your low gear. Just if you bang into something while you're going pretty fast in high gear, you're basically done. When you can see this like white static, I don't know why that's appearing, but I'm guessing it's because there's a lot of polygons in this. So if I expand upon this game, I'm definitely going to get rid of the polygon count, because as you can see, there's a lot of them, and it's kind of adding, and right here when you're going down, it's black dots, so now you can see going down here. And if you're actually pretty fast, you can complete track 1 in the time it takes for the song to finish, but not track 4. Not track 4. It's, as you can see, it just started playing over again, and I just was like halfway through the track. So this track is much longer, as you can see. Oh no! Yeah, if you turn over, you might have to restart. I'm not going to do that. I can make it through. And so yeah, this game is very physics based. I didn't have the time or really want to make it more like Mario Kart, because all my friends were like, no, it's so much better because it's so physicsy, however you want to say it. I'm upside down. So yeah, sometimes things like this happen, and you might have to restart. Yep. But as you can see, now the controls are inverted. Yeah. There. So yeah. Yay. Oh, there we go. Still did it. Alright, so that's just one lap. This one. So that's track 3. However, now, that was track 4. Yeah. I'll show you track 3. So the thing I did wrong in this one is, I'll show you the entirety of track 4 first. So as you can see, it's pretty much a figure 8, and it's a pretty awkward angle, but that's because I made it using like a path, and it's sort of, I didn't do it correctly, but it's actually a little bit better if it's not a perfect figure 8, because it makes it some of the turns like harder and like some of them different from each other and stuff, and you can't really tell that it's a figure 8 while you're racing on it, but if you put it all together, it actually is one. But anyway, this is the entirety of this track, and as you can see, before you go downhill, there's a few straightaways. So, except on this one, I wanted to make this turn while you go uphill. I sort of took a risk with that because sometimes Blender doesn't handle that well and sort of tilts the track, but it didn't do it this time, which is good. It's probably because I added that straightaway. And you have to add those straightaways when you're gonna do a turn like this and then go down to one side. And that's what I didn't do in track 3. It's a little smaller, as you can see, but it's much, much harder, actually. Kind of. And, so, it doesn't look harder, but it is, and I'll show you why. Well, the reason it's like this, and I'm not going to tell you what it's like, but the reason it's like this is because I didn't add those straightaways right there. And so it's a little smaller as a result, and it's a little harder to race on, so we'll show you what it's like. The whole thing is practically on an angle. The whole thing is on an angle. And so yeah, that's one thing I learned while making this game. Blender doesn't paths that well. You gotta make sure the paths are right. And as you can see on this one, the render distance isn't as far. That may be the reason why, for some of the dots and stuff, is because the render distance was so high on the other one. But as you can see, I already turned over. It's really hard. Strap. Yeah. See, I made a few problems, and I'll start a standalone player so you can see it better. So yeah, it's like completely on an angle, and it's really hard to get around this first turn. You can't do it in high gear, else you will tip over. You will tip over. I don't mean, yeah, you will tip over if you do it in high gear for long enough. As you can see, I'm going down this hill, and if you go down it too fast, that happens. So yeah, I made a few mistakes, but yeah, if I get 5 likes on this video, I will do a one where I explain all the logic of stuff and how I did